Okay, y'all. I'm going to try not to show much of my face. Like always, just because every time I get ready to do one of these videos, I don't feel like I'm ever ready or prepared for it. And I don't wake up every day to bring y'all the videos. You know, I don't have one of those callings. So it's always when I'm just sitting around, like, and I get a message or something like that. Maybe every now and then I can prepare for it, but really I can't because I know I don't have one of those channels. So, but what I always tell y'all, you know, I'm just not gonna be one of those who, you know, give y'all messages every day. So it's best to have your notifications on when it comes to me, because wow, that light is really, oh, is it distracting? Whatever. So, yeah, I'm just not going to, it's better for you to have your notifications on, because, I never know when Yahweh is going to tell me to come to you guys, and I'm not going to be one of those ones, like, I don't want y'all to get all, codependent when it comes to me anyways. There's already too many readings on here for that. So, I kept hearing the word reverence. That's the word I kept hearing. This is pine, y'all. It's like one of the best purification smudges like ever to me. I don't do sage because, I mean, blue sage is okay, but to me sage just don't work for me. I know my ancestors is famous for being like one of the things my ancestors used, they say, but my ancestors told me to use pine. And I guess pine really resonates with me because I'm from Alabama. Pine is everywhere. I have like 4 different cards. Hope y'all don't see those messages that's coming in. I kept hearing the word reverence, and then I keep hearing this J-Ma song that goes, oh glory, oh glory. So how does it go? Oh, meat of hunger, Lord, water of thirst, Lord, we magnify you. We thank you for what you've done, God, and what you're gonna do. It's about, oh glory, oh glory. I forgot to go. Oh, holy of holies, oh bread of life, God, meat of hunger, Lord. It don't matter how good you sing, because you see I'm not the best singer. Sometimes you just got to sing whatever's in your spirit. I'm not the best singer. So, it don't matter. You just got to sing what's in your spirit. I love to sing, but it's not one of my gifts. Oh, bread of life, God. Oh, meat of hunger, Lord, water of thirst, Lord, we magnify you. We thank you for what you've done, Yah. I say Yah. And what you're gonna do, oh, oh, oh. No matter who or what we are, we must praise. This is about worship. I kept hearing the word reverence, and I'm going to read to y'all the definition of reverence. Deep respect for someone or something. Rituals showed honor and reverence for the dead. Synonyms. So you don't just have to worship like a god or a deity, you know, or the creator. It's for all those who are sent to help us. Your whole spiritual team. Here goes some more synonyms, y'all. High esteem, high regard, great respect, acclaim, admiration, approbation, approval, appreciation, estimation. Is that what they say? Favor, recognition, worship. See? Veneration, awe, homage, adoration, deference, honor, praise, liking, affection, love, dulia. We don't reverence Yahweh enough. You can say God, insert whatever deity you want to. And that's just the word that I was getting. I didn't know which one of these cards I was going to use. I was just led to get like 4. And y'all know when it comes to me, I don't usually, like, I like to deal with like maybe 1 or 2, maybe 3 decks at a time. So I was like, this is kind of like a different message for me. So, but I know I was supposed to use the cards, okay? And so I'm just going to start shuffling and see what Yahweh wants to say. And I thought I was going to use these cards, spiritual messages cards, but I'm being led to use these cards for some reason. And I don't know. I'm led to use those first. I'm definitely going to always pretty much come back with these. I'm not even a tarot reader, y'all. Y'all know I'm more of an oracle reader. Like the ones that came from my last channel and are here on this channel, y'all know I'm really an oracle reader. I'm really an intuitive. You know, I'm a channeler. I'm a energy reader. I'm not really tarot, you know, even though you can do all that with tarot. I'm not, but I find myself using these all the time, you know. So, of course, I got to come back with the hoodoo and hoodoo tarot, but I'm going to start with these. I may do a little bit animal messages. I don't know. I'm going to have these to the side because I don't really know if I'm going to do these or not, but I'm getting, we don't reverence Yahweh enough. That's what I woke up hearing, and I was just hearing that J Moss song. Like, we don't have to go to this church and hold our hands up and just be like, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Because Yahweh says, okay, y'all thank me enough. Not enough. You can never say thank you enough. But really, let me get my terms right. Yahweh is really like, okay, I hear the thank you. It's well appreciated. It is, you know. But it seems as if that's all it is. When we're supposed to really be in worship. Worship is not just standing in church holding your hands up and just thinking on the goodness of Yahweh. It can be, if that's what you do. You know, you go to church. It can be. But worship is really your everyday life. Is you showing up for Yahweh in your everyday life. It's everything you do. And then I was remembering, like I said, that J Moss song, it's one part where he says, if I was a potter, I would use my hands. Now in that song, he goes on to say, no matter who or what we are, we must praise. He says that through the whole song. But what I was getting was, in your everyday life, worship should show up. Worship should show up in your everyday life, and that's what Yahweh wants to see. Why? Because we admire that man, we admire that woman. We want to say, this my man, my man, my man. We want to say, you know, this my boo, this my babe. We want to do all that, and we want to take them out, you know, hold hands with them. You know, they grabbing us and wrapping their arms around us, and we want them. We want to say, we want to show off our men and our women. We want them to show us off, but we ask so much from the Creator all the time. We need so much from the Creator all the time, and we don't show it enough. We might say thank you, and that's great. Don't never forget to be thankful, you know. But Yahweh is saying, well, we don't reverence Yahweh enough, and that should show up in our everyday life. It's those people that walk around with the shirts that says, I love Jesus, you know. It's those people like that. And even in that, let that be authentic, you know. Like, I remember one day Yahweh showed me who a person was, and Yahweh told me, like, look how much they wear their faith. And Yahweh said they wear their faith everywhere. Their faith was everywhere, and it came off unauthentic because they had to say, hey, I'm Christian. Hey, I'm a Bible believer. Hey, I love Jesus. It was everywhere. But if you're going to do that, let it be authentic. Okay? Okay? Okay. So, we don't reverence Yahweh enough. And I don't know after that. I don't know to do that again. I don't know if I don't know what message Yahweh is going to show us, is going to tell us. But that's what I was hearing. Yahweh want to be seen some more. Yahweh want to show up some more in your everyday life. You know, when it comes to our gifts and the things we've been gifted in, we use those gifts we're supposed to be using those gifts to show off Yahweh. You know, what happened to God be the glory? You know, or I didn't do it. It wasn't me. It was Yahweh. You know, and I remember here lately, something good happened for me, and people was like, oh, girl, you did that. And I had to say every time, man, I know that wasn't me. Yahweh did that. What happened to that? You know? And when it comes to the things that we do every day, we can't forget to reverence Yahweh. And this don't have to be in front of everybody all the time. We forget to do it in our everyday life. We can see a pretty flower. How many times do you see a pretty flower? My baby do this. She see a pretty flower. She turn around and she say, here, mama. How many times do we see a pretty flower? And I don't like picking things up from the earth, you know, unless it's falling. But how many times do we see something pretty just laying there? Do we pick it up and take it to our ancestor altar and be like, here, there you go. You know, I thought y'all might like this. I used to do that. And I haven't in a little while. For one, I haven't seen anything. I don't even know if I even be looking. Like, I used to go out and look for things, you know, just to put on my ancestor altar because I wanted to, not to decorate it, but things that I felt like that they just might like, you know. And it's not all about saying thank you. It's more so about it's more so about appreciation, showing that you appreciate them, you know. Like, how would you like it if you're doing all this stuff? You know how we deal with ungrateful children all the time, and sometimes they can't tell us thank you, you know. We gotta teach them. But how would you like it if you're doing all this stuff for your man, all this stuff for your woman, and she ain't never showing no appreciation? You know, you could be like, I get it, you know, you might be thankful, but man, you don't really act like you appreciate it, you know, like in your everyday walk. Let's see what these cards are saying. So this says the Shepherd, Celebration Family. This is already starting off with worship. I already know. Okay, hold on. This is the Spy Master. Knowledge, distrust. Okay. This is the Acolyte. Yes, I definitely know where this reading is going now. The Acolyte, new projects, learning. It's just what I was saying. Some of us too old and we too deep off in this to be forgetting some of the basics of spirituality. life does have its way of doing it to us sometimes, y'all, to where we forget the simple things. We might forget to praise. Praising is basically saying thank you. Sometimes we forget to do that. We forget to say thank you. We don't have to hoop and holler and run all around the church. I've had my season where I did that. I'm not in a church no more. Don't even believe in being in a church. But what I'm saying is, if you are, it's more about what you're doing after that. What are you doing in your everyday life? Like, we should be out of this at the like stage. We shouldn't be going all the way back to the beginning, to the basics. I'm talking to some seasoned people here, and the first thing I noticed was this. It just looks like I thought it was a raven. And I thought it was going to say something like that, but it's talking about the spy master, knowledge, distrust. I don't know what a spy master is. But let me just tell y'all what I'm getting intuitively. I'm getting that that distrust was sticking out to me. It's kind of like Yahweh is saying, like, are you for me or are you not? Do you want me to still be helping you or not? Okay, well, show up for me. Show up for me. You show up for everybody else. You ain't showing up for me. You don't reverence me. Like, celebrate me. I hope these messages, I forgot to put do not disturb. I hope these messages are not popping up on the screen for you guys to see all the messages that I'm getting. I always get so many distractions when I'm doing these videos. And I should have told her what I was doing. Anyways. Yeah, hold on. Okay, y'all. I had to respond back to my friend right quick. She didn't know that I had started working. And I knew she was trying to show me stuff. So I had to respond back to her and then put on do not disturb for everybody else. So, like I said, it can be everyone that you know that is in your spiritual team. Like, what was that Bible verse that says something like this distrust? Because now Yahweh is wondering, like, can I even trust you now? It's a Bible verse that goes, if you are ashamed to what is it? If you're ashamed to basically, what's the word I'm looking for, y'all? I should Google it right quick on my daughter's phone. But basically, if you're ashamed to own me in front of other people, then I'm going to disown you too. Basically, it says something like that. You're afraid to say, like, whose you are. And some people are really ashamed of their spirituality. They call them closeted witches. That term really comes from, it's used a lot when it comes to witches and to people who practice root work, and they're afraid of what people are gonna say. Okay, well, you're seasoned enough now. I agree that everybody don't have to know your business, but if there's anything that you ever want to show off, it's in our nature to kind of want to show off the things that we really like sometimes. Then it should have, like, Yahweh stamped on it somewhere, because when you posting stuff, what you gonna do? You're gonna put your watermark on it. You want people to know, hey, this is mine. Okay, it should have whatever you're doing, it should have Yahweh stepped on it somewhere. If you are a part of it, then use your hands, like J Ma said. Okay, well, that means you should have a unk on some of your stuff. You should have You say, well, I'm not really spiritual like that in my work. All I do is put flowers on there, and that's fine. Have that special flower on there that's going to show, like, hey, because I am thankful and I'm appreciative of where I came from, and who is taking care of me. Like put a morning glory on there or something like that. That's what they say morning glories can mean. Those are supposed to be like spiritual flowers. You know what I'm saying? Do something like that. Put an unk on there. Put a tricruncher on there. Put a Hamza on there or something sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It don't just have to be, oh, I paint flowers, so flowers are just going to be everywhere because they're pretty. Like, make sure that you are more specific with what you're doing in your work because what you are doing is forgetting to reference who the very one that put you here, the very one that gave you your gifts. And Yahweh is saying, I don't believe in none of that. God is a jealous God. I don't even believe in that. But Yahweh is saying that you should want to acknowledge me. You should want to in your walk. Now there are some of those that they call holy rollers, or they call Jesus freaks or whatever. The people that are just over spiritual or whatever, or woke or conscious or whatever, and they put it everywhere. It's not everybody's calling to talk about Yahweh or the Bible, whatever you believe in, every single day. That's not everybody's calling, and truth be told, everybody is not even strong enough to do that. Okay? That's not everybody's calling. You got people who are so-called preachers and high priestesses, who are supposed to do that, and their walk is very spiritual. You see them walking by, you'll know who they are. If they have that turban on, their head, their turban on, their hair wrapped up. If they have a bunch of crystals falling from them all the time, everywhere, you know who they are. That's not even everybody. That's not even everybody's walk. That's not even everybody's calling. But Yahweh is saying that I want to be seen more in your everyday walk. Worship me more. Okay? I wonder if I'm going to pull more from this deck. Let me pull about 3 more from this deck. And I think I'm going to go to the, I think I might go to the Hoodoo Tarot. I think this one wants to come out. Let's see the next one. We got the Gambler, Lost Risk. We got the Alchemist, Balance, Adventure, Destruction. We got the Weaver. And we got Rediscovery, Transition. All these cards are kind of saying the same thing to me. I don't know about y'all, but they're saying the same thing to me. And they're basically saying that, I know y'all can't see these right now, but they're basically saying, hold on. This is going to be a kind of harsh message, okay? Somebody is on the verge of losing something because Yahweh is like, somebody really ashamed of Yahweh, and Yahweh like, okay, you gonna reference me and I'm not gonna reference you. You gambling. You really gambling with your spirituality right now. Yahweh don't like that, because some of you guys have been told, like, hey, like, I gave you these gifts and you really out here stunned as if you're doing this by yourself. Okay? When it comes to the things that you're trying to manifest, like, some of you guys are really out here just saying, like, there's all these different methods. Do this method and do this method and do that method, and then these things can come to you. I've told y'all before, though I'm not saying those methods don't work, but a lot of times when it comes to the chosen, your life is so distinct and strategically placed out that a lot of these manifestation methods are not going to work for you. And some of you guys are forgetting that you actually believe in a creator. You actually believe that the universe will stop and block certain things from happening. You believe in a divine timing. I know a lot of people don't, but if you do, and you know divine timing is crucial for you, then for one, you need to learn how to balance that when it comes to your alchemy. When it comes to you just being the magician, you have to learn how to balance that. And what we're talking about, you have to realize that, hey, it's not really me bringing about this stuff. Now, if you don't believe how I believe, then you know what? This video might not be for you, and that's fine. That's fine. Because what I don't need is someone commenting and saying, usually ain't nobody commenting on my videos right now. But what I'm saying is, I don't need nobody commenting saying like, well, I don't really believe that. I believe this and this and this. Hey, that's fine if you don't believe it, you know, because at the end of the day, it's not going to change my mind. And I'm talking to people who believe like me, or this video wouldn't be coming out. There's people who believe, you know, you believe in divine timing. You know, that you believe that there's sometimes that you cannot rush things, okay? There's a time and a place for everything. That old saying is actually real, okay? So there are beings above us that can see further out than us, and we're trying to get things right now when we're not even mentally, emotionally, or physically prepared for it. And then you're trying to manifest this thing, and then it come into your life, and then you see that you're not ready for it. And I hear all these people say it's not divine time. You can have what you want right now. It's a lot of things that we want, and we're not even wise enough to know that we're not ready. You know, I've heard some people say, well, if you want it, that means that means that you're ready. No. Because we're human. At the end of the day, you could have simply saw somebody on TV and they had something, and now you want it. Okay? No. One of my favorite verses of the Bible that says, any man that thinks he stands, take heed lest he falls. I like that. It's because it keeps me knowing, it keeps me with more like a humble mentality to know that I can never be too sure of some things, certain things, okay? So, what Yahweh is trying to do right now is get you guys to rediscover who you are. Because like I said, we're really too seasoned to be forgetting some of the fundamentals and some of the basics. Yeah, I think I am going to go to this little tarot right now. See what they're saying. Y'all, see what they're saying. Because the first thing I heard was control. Control and being too, some of us are still being controlled by this religious narrative. Somebody's, when it comes to their worship and their praise, it's become too routine. It's too routine. It's unauthentic. Yahweh said, I was talking to the ones who forgot all about me. Now I'm talking to the ones who are not authentic. And Yahweh is saying that it might take more. You have to rediscover who you are. Somebody got to start all the way over. Somebody's too rooted in a religious mindset. I might not even be talking to a seasoned person right now. I might be talking to an actual, what they would call babe in spirituality. You too rooted in this religious mindset. See, this mindset that has been clouded, and it seems as if you have a lot of things in there. Like, there's a lot of information in there, but it's a lot of empty information, things that are not going to really take you throughout your day-to-day life. They're not going to really sustain you. Yeah, somebody has been too rooted in this in religion. Because one thing religion does, it does control you. Yeah, it's like I was just saying. Look, these cards, last two cards I pulled, they go together real bad. These three go together real bad, okay? Somebody has to start over in an extreme way, almost. It's like you have to really recondition your mind, because like a lot of this information that you're getting is that you have gotten, to be honest with you, it's just a lot of information. It's not it's not filled with enough of substance. And I feel like it's useless. I would usually say something good when it comes to this card, but what I'm getting is the information that had been coming in. It's not being what's the word, like, it's not being soaked up. It's not being utilized. It's not really sticking. It's not grounding you. It's falling out because it has no substance. These old traditions that you have been taught, certain or something that somebody has learned, the thing that you have learned, it doesn't have enough of substance in it. It's not grounding you. It ain't doing nothing but going in one ear and coming out the other. It doesn't have enough of substance in it. It doesn't have anything. It doesn't have enough of grounding in it. This is nothing that's going to keep you grounded. This is nothing that's going to keep you in your everyday life. You become too routine. Look at her. And I think in the book it actually says that she have like a Bible or something like that. And I think just like a Easter star. We gotta realize when it comes to some of these religions that it ain't nothing but dark witchcraft. Okay, it ain't nothing. It's not really of any positive nature. Okay. There's a lot of secret societies that's not really that secret in these religions, okay? I think I gotta do two more. I heard two, so I have to do two more too. Things are coming together for somebody, okay? Something is coming together for somebody. I just heard that. Let me get back to my message though. It's like I keep all these knives. I know the knives can mean like things of the mind, emotional type things. And well, no. More so things of the mind, but what I'm getting is like these things that just need to be taken out. I'm just seeing like it's a lot of cutting and slicing. I'm looking at it real literal right now. It's a lot of cutting and slicing, things that have came in your mind that needs to be taken out, okay? And I feel like I don't know what I'm getting with this Father of Knives card, but I know I was really drawn to the knives. And that's why I'm an intuitive reader. I can't just go by what the cards mean all the time. Most of the time, it's what the picture says that I go by. Still hearing two. I'm still hearing two. I think I gotta pull one more out of here though. Okay, yeah. Some more of this controlling spirit. Somebody's too focused on their money. They're too focused on what they're getting. They're too focused on the materialistic things. this card is usually positive. But what I'm getting is someone you are, it's kind of like you have been taught to to basically go after the natural before the spiritual. And that's backwards. I tell everybody all the time, you should always seek spirituality first, and then everything else will line up. And then you wonder why things are not going right in your life. You don't really know who you are until you start on your spiritual journey. This is why I say, when it comes to me and dating, I don't like to date men who don't have any type of spirituality, because then I feel like you don't know who you are. So, can you know who you are without spirituality? I think so. Just because everybody's not gonna believe and believe the same, and everybody is. Some people are atheists, don't believe in anything spiritual. So, to rephrase what I'm saying is, if you are a spiritual person, and based on what I believe, I don't think you really can know who you are if you don't really understand where you come from. That's what I'm saying. And I believe those people who aren't spiritual, they might say, they know who they are and all that, because they might believe that they come from here or there, and whatever it is. But I feel like at the end of the day, that if you say you're spiritual, you don't know where you're coming from spiritually, then you don't really know who you are. You have to know where you come from. Even if wherever you feel like you're from, it's not really the truth to me, but it's your truth, you gotta have a truth, man. At the end of the day, you don't have to be spiritual to not have a truth. I don't know why I'm being led to these cards next. So, oh, here go these cards that take forever to shuffle. I tell y'all that every time. We got the hair, strength. Take time to make clear decisions, bring awareness and light to the situation. Okay, so some of you guys have to sit down and take the time out to see what you want to do. What you want to do. And this is when it comes to know who you are and your spirituality. Who do you want to be? Whose do you want to be? If we sit down and say, I want this type of man or this type of woman, what do you want out of your spirituality? Because it's time for some people, Yahweh says it's time for some people to wake up. Because I've given you gifts. I've given you strength. I've given you strength in your legs. I've given you strength in your in your arms, in your body. I've given you a mouth to speak with. You can talk. Some people cannot talk. You can express yourself. And I've given you all these things, but you're not going to reverence me. Why? Do you believe in me or do you not? And Yahweh is saying that that's what Yahweh is wanting. Yahweh is wanting that right now for the ones who are not doing this. Yahweh is saying you're not reverencing your creator enough. I wasn't even going to knock on those. I didn't think I needed them. Habit, I guess. You see what I'm saying, y'all? Some of this spiritual stuff has just become habitual. I wasn't even planning on. I remember looking at those thinking that they didn't need to be knocked on. And I did it out of habit. Caregiver, whose are you? Who do you belong to? And then we receive so much. We have so much. And we can't take the time out to just appreciate. I ain't talking about praise all the time, because it's easy to just say thank you. And some people doing that is not authentic. but you don't have your stamp of Yahweh on nothing. What's on those walls right now? Is it Picasso? You know, hold on. Picasso ain't no painter, is he? Is he? Is he? Who's a famous painter? Picasso's like music, huh? Who's a favorite painter? I mean, who's a good painter? Like a classic painter. Okay. I can't even look it up right now. Y'all get what I'm saying? Y'all, you have so much. Who's on your wall right now? Let's just say the new viral sensation. That's fine. Show them off because they are the newest thing, okay? Show off all the new so-called black artists, creators out there. That's great. I mean, but what do you have on your walls? I mean, do you have some people? I don't like the cross. I'm gonna talk about the cross one day, okay? Because honestly, I don't have enough information to just really talk about it. But I don't like the cross, and I don't really like what it really stands for. But if that's what you believe, where is your cross? Where's your ankh? Where's your evil eye? You know, the evil eye, yes, for protection. The ankh could be for protection, but there should be something referencing the fact that you care and you appreciate and that you love your creator, the one that has given you so much. But who are you and whose are you? Do you care to represent that? And this message is about, I know some people might say, well, you know, maybe I don't have to do this or do that or every day. But no. This message is about worshiping your creator more. And now it's not about thinking, it's about it's about in your everyday life you must show up and show it off more. You have to. You have to, if you want to, Yahweh is saying in this message, this is what I want to see. And a lot of us are failing to show this. A lot of us are failing to wear our shirts. This shirt says the Beetle, Volkswagen. I loved it when I got it because like I had a Beetle, like a green Beetle. It looked. If y'all watch Charm, it looked exactly like Paige's car. I had a lime green Beetle Volkswagen. I saw this shirt and I loved it. So we seeing shirts that says something like, you know, like people. I don't. You know, like if you wearing your shirt that says God's favorite, okay, that's more so about you, okay, than Yahweh. Do you have anything that just says, you know, I love Yahweh, you know, I respect Yahweh, and Yahweh is like, but if you really appreciate me, man, you gonna show up for me more. You're going to promote me more if you really care about me, because you'll tell your man. And what if your man just stopped claiming you? And y'all was like, yeah, y'all not claiming me enough, you know, and you're not showing up for me enough in your everyday life. Even in private, you're not showing up for me enough. Some of you guys, you don't go to your altars no more. You know, you have everything around you, all these good, cute, pretty things around you, and you don't have nothing reverencing Yahweh, nothing reverencing your ancestors, your spiritual team. Some of you guys love to work with the fairies. Where your fairies at? You know, where your pictures of your fairies around your house at? Where your little symbolisms at? Like, they want to be seen because you want to be seen. And yes, that's what this reading is about. This message is about referencing Yahweh. Yahweh says, and worshiping Yahweh. That's why I was getting earlier. It's more so about worship, okay? And if worship, what do? You reverence Yahweh, and you say, I appreciate you. I love you. I thank you, yeah. Because y'all always say we do that a lot now. That's good. Don't never stop doing that. But it's just like that's all we do. We don't appreciate Yahweh. We don't take little gifts and send it back to Yahweh. You know what I'm saying? Because Yahweh give us so much. Say God, say Lord, say whatever you want to say. We don't do that enough, okay? And I'm going to pull one more of these cards and I'm going to let that be it. So that's what this message is about, you guys. Worship. What's all this trying to come out? These two cards came out, but I think I'm going to only take this one. And this goes back to when I was saying, this card, this Eight of Cups card, I don't think it means this at all, but intuitively, this goes back to when I was saying in the beginning part of the reading, when my daughter, she's always outside. She just sees a flower, she picks it and she takes it to me and she says, "Here, Mama," because she wants to do something sweet for me. So don't forget that, y'all. And he's just holding one of those flowers. I think this card is like, this man is up to no good in the card. Like, I don't think she wanted him to be there. I think that's what this card is saying in the book, but I'm telling y'all what I'm hearing right now. Look how he is just amongst all those pretty flowers, and he has a pretty flower in his hand, okay? I feel like that there are so many different things that we can do and that we used to do, but we don't do anymore to worship our Creator. And Yahweh is just saying that. Yahweh is saying, I want you to show me more. Show me some attention. Put me on your stuff. Watermark me sometimes. Show up and show out for me sometimes. Brag on me sometimes. Say, this is my man, my man, my man. My woman, my woman, my woman. Say that sometimes for Yahweh. Okay? We can't forget that, y'all. We can't forget it. Okay? Okay. That's all. Continue to come and grow with me and subscribe so you can become a part of each other's tribe. Bye.